Hello and welcome back to Warsword Conquest, and Slythe is attempting to take this castle, and we got a bunch of wizards apparently attempting to attack us right now, but hopefully this is not going to be too big a deal. Now they have decided to sally out, as you can quite clearly see. However, I feel like we might be able to achieve victory here nevertheless. I can only hope that to be the case, at least. I mean, we don't have as many Doom Balls as we had beforehand, and I am, as you can see, taking some pretty significant damage. However, I am, of course, the tank, pretty much. I am actually supposed to, you know, tank a bunch of damage because we are just so incredibly tough. And that's pretty much all I can really do. That's what I have to do, you know, I have to do that. I have to get stuck in as best as I can. Try and reduce the amount of damage that my forces take, and even if I do lose, I don't know, half of my troops, that actually isn't that big a deal. And as you can see, we've only lost 15, which is really not even that bad. That's, I mean, it depends obviously on what kind of units we've lost, because, you know, you can lose some very, very high quality units in these cases, but if you can actually do this without losing any of those, this is far and away the best method to take castles, because if they come out here, I mean, you can see here we basically lost no one bad, right? Everyone's absolutely fine. Everyone that we kind of want to keep alive is alive, so that's great. And so now here's the cool thing. Now we can lead our soldiers in an assault. Oh, never mind. Okay, they're actually going to go for another sally out. Did I actually get the renown for that, by the way? I actually have no idea. I didn't even see whether I got all the renown for it, but whatever the case, let's just look out for any wizards. Any wizards? No wizards, but I am going to shoot. Boom, right into the center of them. Get a massive penetration right there. That is exactly what we wanted. Massive, massive penetration. Everyone loves that. I know we do, right? Yeah, we love that. And otherwise, now, look at this. All they've got is a bunch of ranged troops. Why did they send their ranged troops into this? Because that's all they got left. That's literally all they have left now. They just have ranged troops to deal with, and they sallied out. And the sally out was because I have a significant amount of ranged troops. I'm actually attempting to manipulate the enemy into doing these sally outs. And that's the reason why I've been leveling so many of my troops into ranged people. Because if I do that, they do this. And this is significantly better from a strategic perspective. This is infinitely better than having to go into the keep itself, into the walls, and doing that damage in there, you know? It is just so much easier. And they're going to sally out again. As you can see, they're going to sally out again. And there's only 37 enemies now. Only 37. And the reason for that? Well, we killed all the rest. Yeah. We killed all the rest. So there really isn't anything that they can do now, which is hilarious, because we are going to be capturing this with basically not even having to build any ladders, not having to ascend any ladders or anything like that, and we are literally going to be done. We are sustaining quite a few casualties thanks to the enemy's light wizard. I actually have no idea where their light wizard is. I'm seeing all the engineers and things, but I don't see where the wizard is, but I can only hope it's been killed by now. But yeah, this is the reason why I've decided that, you know, I was going to level up a bunch of, well, not level up, but upgrade them into ranged troops, because I wanted to manipulate the enemy garrisons into sallying out. Because that's what they're always going to do. They're always going to sally out when you have an overwhelming amount of ranged. So there we go. Oh, look at this. We actually freed this guy. I have no idea who that is, but yeah, we freed this guy. So he's obviously really pleased. This guy's also pleased, and he's a dwarf. I'm actually not entirely sure. You're not going anywhere, friend. You're my prisoner now. Okay, yeah, we're going to take him prisoner, and we'll just take these Skaven as well, and then we are going to be taking all the prisoners too. There is actually a ransom broker present in Nuln at the moment, and so I'm very much hoping that he's still going to be there, because if he is, this is going to be fantastic. Oh yeah, by the way, this horse is definitely going to help us. with some speed on the world map. Basically, if you don't know this, up to 6 horses will help you most of the time. Obviously, it very much depends on your weight, on your inventory weight, and you can obviously determine that through a variety of different methods. You know, for example, you can see here, fine cabbages weigh 35, and cheap fruit weighs 30, and so on and so forth. You can add that up, and then you can see what's actually good, because technically 6 is the ideal amount of horses, but you can get more, but they start to become much less effective. The calculation is just that, you know, it depends on your weight of your inventory and so on and so forth. And I have a huge amount of stuff in my inventory right now, so it is actually kind of useful for me to have quite a few horses, but I just don't have any for some reason. I don't know why, but there you go. All right, so Measles actually leveled up, as well as Ripnich. So what are we going to do? I guess I'll just level up his athletics and level up his agility a little bit here as well. And Ripnich, obviously, let's level up his strength. Let's get him a little bit more in Iron Flesh. I actually want to get him some Constitution as well. That would probably be quite useful for him. And let's get some Plague Monks here. Okay, here we go. Look at this. What do we want? Master Gunners or Poison Wind Globadiers? I think Master Gunners are probably going to be a little bit more effective here. And this is the reason why I'm pumping all these guys into Scryer Gunners. I want as many of those as possible so that I can manipulate the enemy into what we want them to do, which obviously is to sally out as much as possible. It really makes a huge difference. It's actually staggeringly staggeringly easier than anything else. Okay, wait a minute. I should probably attack this guy, but I don't really want to, all things considered. But I will attack him just to get him out the way. Alright, so we got ourselves a naval battle. Can you believe that? Yeah, I can't really believe it, and I'm not entirely sure if I'm a big fan of these, to be honest. Especially not as Skaven, because you could see here that we're sustaining insane casualties right now, and the main reason for that is, of course, the enemy wizards. So I actually don't know whether this is a good idea, to be honest. I was kind of half thinking that I would retreat as soon as I saw that it was a naval battle, because if they have wizards, of course, it's going to be exceptionally difficult to avoid their damage. So that's the problem. As you can see, they also kill me. Oh dear. Okay, yeah, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. That was harsh, wasn't it? That was hugely harsh. And the halfling just threw a firebomb at me and then he's run away. Okay, well, that's absolutely fine. Okay, right. So, is this guy? Are they actually going to try to? Are they actually going to try to besiege this thing or something? Yeah, it seems like they might actually try to besiege Nuln. That would be pretty funny if they actually decide to do that. I actually don't mind if they do. However, I am going to have to get myself back on my feet. So I'm going to have to wait here for a little bit of time. I was actually really hoping that we'd be able to do something in that naval battle. Ah, there we go. All right. Doom Lord. That sounds very very prestigious, doesn't it? That guy is a Doom Lord. Wow, look at that. Sounds a little bit foreboding as well. Yeah, it's very foreboding indeed. All right, yeah, well, unfortunately, it seems like Averheim is now going to be besieged as well, and the enemy does appear... Oh, okay. Apparently the enemy is not deciding to go through with their siege here, or unless the vampires are the ones actually doing it. No, the vampires are the ones actually doing it. Oh, that's quite funny. All right. I guess we'll just wait here for some time and wait and see what happens. Maybe the vampires will go in, maybe they won't. Ah, it seems like they won't, in fact, because the Skaven are here in big numbers, in actual fact. I'm very surprised that they're actually turning up to even help me to begin with. Hopefully they're going to go over to Averheim, because, let's face it, we really do not want to lose that. I would love to be able to keep that, if at all possible. Not because I want it for myself, but just because, well, we kind of took it, and, well, it's good to keep fiefs, I guess. I mean, that's the that's the purpose of conquering things, isn't it? to make inroads here and there. Alright, so now I'm very, very dubious about actually attacking vampire vassals because they're actually really, really strong. So I'm now in a situation where I'm thinking, oh wow, the Sylvanian count, wow, okay, so they actually took Averheim from us. That's really interesting, actually. I never would have expected that to happen, and they're not sallying out against me. Okay, that's also quite interesting. The Empire, that is, not the vampires. Seems like they sallied out beforehand because they actually felt like they could win with numbers, because I think they actually outnumbered me beforehand because they actually had a number of vassals inside. That might make sense. I don't know. That probably does make sense. Anyway, we'll continue trying to use our little blunderbuss here, or should we? Because that's the thing, as I told you before, it's all about DPS. If you don't know what DPS means, it's all about damage per second. Indeed, it's all about damage per second, like how much damage per second can we do? And the answer to that is, well, quite clearly much more with the two-handed sword than we can with the weapon. However, if you also take into account that the weapon, the gun, can actually hit multiple targets at once, that makes it a little bit of a different story. The DPS of that is maybe higher dependent on how many targets you hit every single time you shoot, and whether you get interrupted, because that's obviously a pretty big deal. Okay, I'm just going to try and kill all these. As you can see, super nice and simple for us to eliminate all of them. And how many enemies do they even have in here? I think they have about 180 something, don't they? I think they have 180 something. And my ward save's doing a fantastic job for us right now too. Okay, let's kill this guy, and we got these two around here. Well, seems like things are going pretty nicely for us right here. I'm actually kind of surprised about that, to be honest. I never would have expected us to be able to do this with such reckless abandon. I don't know. I'm literally not doing that much to keep myself alive. I'm not taking any healing potions. I'm not really playing particularly cautiously or anything like that, but apparently that's making a big difference. And we've got 10 enemies remaining. Where are these guys actually? Oh, they're all the way up there. Alright, yeah. So as you can see, I actually got shot massively right there too. Okay, let's actually just tell every single person to charge in here so that we can get them inside the battlements. And maybe they can do some nice damage for us. That would be pretty nice. It's actually quite funny. Most of my troops actually got stuck. They got stuck, I think, on the ladder over here, and the only person or people that were able to get through were a handful of clan rats and Ripnich, if you can believe it. So as you can see, these guys are actually stuck right here. They can't do anything, they can't move, And Ripnich is the only one that has gotten past. Do you think I can hit this from here? Probably unlikely, right? Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. I was trying to actually shoot him through the wall. I actually wondered whether the rifle was powerful enough to do that, but I'm talking about in a gameplay sense, obviously, not in a sense of, yes, this thing can definitely penetrate this amount of thickness of wall. No, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about, is it possible for me to kind of clip the bullet through the wall? Maybe his hitbox is slightly on the other side, you know what I mean? I was trying to cheese it a little bit. Anyway, there you go. We were actually able to achieve victory. Not surprisingly, actually, kind of to be expected, or at least I think so. And don't worry, I'm not going to be using any of these dwarven units in my army. I'm literally just taking them so that I can put them in Nuln's garrison, so we can make it slightly more effective when it comes to its defenses. There we go. Very nice. I'm not going to be asking for it myself, of course. Oh, they actually went in? Oh dear. That's very bad, isn't it? Okay, manage the garrison, sir. Thank you so much for allowing me to actually do that. Okay, so let's just do this. I had no idea that they were actually doing this. I went in here at this castle really fast, in actual fact, but now... Wow, okay. Very surprising. Alright, let's do this. More Scryer Jezzails. Let's get some Poison Wind Globadiers for now as well. That's probably going to be a little bit useful. Not sure, actually, with the siege defense, to be honest. Some of the time that kind of thing does help, but other times it's just, well, not very good. Okay, so, wait a minute. They retreated? No, they didn't. Are you serious? They actually did retreat. Oh, okay. That is a bit of a weird interaction there, probably because I went out of the garrison. The orcs are coming along. Oh, they're not actually fighting the vampires right now. Oh, that's sad. I was actually thinking to myself, am I gonna get a lucky break? Yeah, it seems like I might, because the Skaven are coming in once again. Alright, so I badly wanted to defend Nuln, but I did some adding up, and they actually have 700 troops instead of the 400 that we previously saw. And the main problem with this is, of course, the fact that now that they have 700, that additional 300 troops, that's going to be extremely difficult for us to deal with, especially considering that they have a bunch of spellcasters. They have Lord Necromancers and a bunch of other rather grisly units that are going to be doing a lot to affect us, including the fact that their actual vampire lords are capable of some pretty crazy spellcasting themselves. And that's obviously going to be a pretty big deal. Now, the one thing that I personally also feel about siege defenses is that even though I actually really enjoy them because I think they're pretty fun to do to, you know, survive against all the odds, you know, quote unquote, you know, that kind of thing, I think they're super enjoyable most of the time. However, they are not that enjoyable when you don't really get too much of a reward for succeeding at them, if you know what I mean. So basically, if you have seen my last couple of siege defenses, they actually don't give me any renown. And I'm not sure whether that's just me or whether that is just, you know, inherently the systems that are in place in Warsword Conquest or what have you. But I used to be able to get renown for siege defenses, but now I don't. And I'm not sure why that is. So inherently, from a pure gameplay perspective, it makes me very much now reconsider whether I'm actually going to go ahead and do a proper siege defense. Because if I don't do a siege defense, I could have the ability to then do something else. Like, for example, I could do one of these. I could do a regular siege where I may have the opportunity to get multiple tens of renown or maybe even 100 renown just from going in and doing what we can to achieve victory, capture the thing, and so on and so forth. But obviously, here's the thing. This thing right here, this particular fief, is not really that important. I don't really care about this fief at all. However, what I do care about is maintaining territory. I want to try to maintain as much territory as possible. If we are capable of doing that, at least we then have the opportunity to expand. And that's what I want. That's generally what I want to do. I want to try to expand as best as I can. I almost got jetpacked off the side there. Did you see that? That would have been really, really bad. But thankfully, thankfully that did not happen. Alright, so here we go. What can we do otherwise? Well, we can try to get up here, actually. I feel like this is probably going to be a good idea. Try and kill the archers a little bit. Alright, so we got a bunch of gunners down there, and we also have a bunch of do we have any infantry on the battlements apart from this Doom Bull? No. It seems like all my infantry just got absolutely murdered. Hilariously enough, I don't actually have any. It's literally just me and the Doom Bull in here. That's so funny. Okay, so let's see. Is there anything else? Wait a minute. Where do I actually go? I am very confused. I guess we're just going to have to run through the majority of the streets. In other words, no side alleys, just go through the main area, and that will probably be the thing that will lead us to where we want to go. But that's the point. That kind of now puts a bit of a damper on the whole siege defense thing. Because most of the time when I think, oh yeah, I really want to do a siege defense, I always think, oh, wait a minute, I'm going to get some really good renown for this as well. However, that does not happen anymore for some reason. I don't know why, but it feels like it doesn't happen at least. Am I actually going the wrong way right here? I think I'm going the wrong way, and I think the Doom Bull is going the right way. I'm not entirely sure where he went though, because I actually thought I was going the right way here, but I guess what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to tell my archers to charge in here as well, because otherwise we're not going to be able to complete this in a very, very long time indeed. Oh, it seems like I went all the way around. Okay, well, it's good to know that actually it is just a pure circle. Oh, that's so funny. Alright, well, we are otherwise fine, at least. I mean, my health is okay, and my forces are seemingly alright too. I'm actually wondering, do I have to go up this way? Huh. Where do we... Ah, wait a minute. Up here. Ah, there we go. Okay. Ooh, this is a cool design, I gotta say. I feel like this is a very cool design. Unfortunately, just not something for our larger units, as you saw there from the Doom Bull being completely useless. He's not able to come through this way, which is a bit sad. And I gotta say, I'm actually quite surprised by how effective the skeletal marksmen actually are. I mean, you can see here they're doing some significant damage and actually are capable of eliminating quite a few. I have a pretty, shall we say, poor opinion of skeletal archers, mostly from the fact that I used to play a mod by the name of Fantasy Calradia. And this mod had the ability to become a necromancer. And when you became a necromancer in that, you had the ability to summon undead troops. And so you could summon undead troops outside of the game. So for example, you could summon them on the world map. And they would join your party, and then you'd be able to do whatever you wanted with them. Mostly just throwing them into battles and, you know, hoping that they survive, and or, you know, just generally having them be fodder and, you know, all that stuff. And I remember the skeletal archers in that being terrible. Because, of course they were. That was their purpose. They were 100% designed to be terrible, because that's what they were for. You know, they were designed to literally go in there and do some damage, not a massive amount, but do some damage, and then die, and that's it. And they were just there to absorb damage. And so I'm very, shall we say, unused to the fact that, oh, I just got zombies. I didn't really want to get zombies, but all right, okay. Yeah, but I'm very much unused to the fact that that is indeed the case. Okay, let's actually just have a look and see what's actually happening here. Maybe, the Skaven are actually coming in to save my town. Look at that, look at that, there we go. They're actually going in, that is fantastic. Oh, I love them. That is so nice. That is so, so nice in actual fact. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be literally leaving them to it. And one thing I want to do now is I actually want to go and recruit some more people. We're going to need as many people as we can get our hands on here. So I'm just going to recruit as many as possible. These villages were actually raided up until not long ago. So I didn't have the ability to recruit from here at that time. But now I do, so that's great. Okay, there we go. Let's go in here. Let's see. Is there anything here that I can actually do? Yeah, we can sell this stuff. Let's see, what else is available? Yeah, well, we obviously want to buy some food here as well. Let's buy this. I'm going to put this stuff at the top. Where's the other stuff that I bought? Oh, there it is. There's the beef. There we go. Put that there. Let's get some fish, get some cheese, and I'm going to buy some ale as well. Gives twice the morale of normal ale. Okay, yeah, give it to me. Thank you very much. All right, yeah, I'm wanting to try to boost our morale as much as possible. There's some Dark Ogre Man-Eaters here. Yes, join me, thank you. There's a Tavern Keeper. Cult Master, do I have any Chaos Zealots? Yep, I apparently do. I apparently do. I have no idea what he actually gave me, but hopefully it's going to be something relatively decent. We'll go for Skeletal Archers. They seem pretty good. I'm not entirely sure whether I should use them, though, because, I mean, let's face it, you know, I'm not sure whether that's something that Skaven use. Do they use undead? Do they use undead at all? I don't know. I mean, they're technically an evil faction. Are they? Are the Tomb Kings evil? I don't actually know. That's the point. I mean, you would expect them to be, I suppose, because they are undead, but is that too much of a cliche? I don't know. Anyway, the orcs are not at war against us, so me taking that is not going to actually make any difference. However, if I do go over to Talabheim, maybe that's going to be something we can do. Oh, wait. What have we got going on here? Oh, we actually got a vassal in there. All right, he should be fine. He should be fine to defend that. So what I should do is continue trying to expand our territory. That's going to be something that is extremely important for us to try here. I'm going to just wait until a little bit more training has kicked in. There we go. We got a lot more skirmishers. And that's exactly what we want, of course. Okay, so let's actually have a look. Well, how many do they have? Huh, only 386. I say only because that's actually not that bad. It's bad, but it's not that bad. So let's see exactly what we can do here. They are gonna sally out. This is exactly what I wanted, of course. As I told you before, it is all a manipulation of the AI and their behavior. It's all to get them to come out here and try to take us out on the field of battle. Obviously, they have the ability to do that. They can actually defeat us this way. So, you know, technically it is not a, shall we say, a foregone conclusion. They do have the opportunity to murder us, and we are giving them every single right with which to do it. However, they probably won't. They probably won't, but it depends. I mean, you can see here, look at how look at how damaging these guys are. They are super damaging. They've got a lot of HP. I'm actually jealous. I'm actually jealous that they have so many really solid units. Because most of my troops are, you know, they're good, but they're all ranged, and it's very difficult to make that work, obviously, most of the time. But obviously I have done that very consciously to make our forces like that so that we can get these sally outs. Because we're getting 50 renown for this, by the way. I don't know whether you noticed that. But we're getting 50 renown for it. And if we are actually able to survive, which I very much hope we will be able to... Oh no, are you serious? Am I gonna have to solo them? Oh dear, okay, I'm gonna have to kill these. Okay, this is bad. I'm gonna have to kill the archers. Okay, I'm gonna have to heal myself here. This is gonna be a solo effort, unfortunately, right now. I have to kill the archers. Or at least I had to kill the archers beforehand, because otherwise they're gonna continue to interrupt me, and that's gonna be extremely annoying. This guy was dodging me a massive amount as well. Okay, this is a vampire. That's a white right here. These are Hell Knights or Blood Knights. Oh dear. Yeah, Blood Knights are annoying. Okay, there we go. They're dead at least. We got more of them. Thankfully, I don't have too many things to worry about here. And, well, I can just be thankful that we had a healing potion, to be honest. Literally, that's the only reason why we're able to do this right here. So, that's it. That's it. And wait a minute, is that it? Yeah, no, we've just got one skeletal archer. Of course, he's not going to do too much. The main reason why I actually like to eliminate the range there, or the reason why I was prioritizing the range, is because they're going to inevitably shoot at you, and then if you get unlucky, they're going to be able to daze you. So like a stun, like miniature interruption to your attack or to your movement, and it's going to leave you completely defenseless, and that's going to be extremely annoying, and actually so annoying that it could potentially result in you being eliminated. And that's happened to me multiple times before. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to leave here for a real quick second, because I want to level these guys up, and we're hopefully going to be waiting until the next day, just a little bit, just to make sure that we can get ourselves leveled up a little bit. Maybe we can actually go over here somewhat. Yeah, we can get some more rats on board. As you can see, Nuln is no longer under siege, so it was apparently a very correct decision for me to decide to not go in there. Because I was thinking, hey, what if I do go in? Am I going to have the ability to take it back? Well, yeah, but would I have been able to defend? That's the question, and I don't think I would have been able to. 700 vampire troops when I only have about 200 or so in the garrison, and most of my forces were really, really low tier. So Averheim obviously has just gotten taken back, but that is really, again, not that big a deal. As I've said to you before, I can easily take these things back. It is just a case of us keeping people as busy as possible. It seems like Roba was now... oh, that's unfortunate. One of my very rich villages was just raided. I always felt like that was an extremely punishing mechanic as well, by the way, the village raid thing, because obviously if you think about it, if you let your village stay at an extremely low tax rate, which I personally don't really care about, you know, I'm not hurting for money at the moment, even though, to be honest, having more money would obviously make things easier, but as it stands, I mean, I've got how much here? 26,000 gold, and I think I have about 40,000 in my treasury. I'm not really needing it super badly. I could always use it, because obviously it's going to enable me to get super cool things, like I could get the warpstone armor, for example. But what I'm trying to say is that when a village gets raided and it goes all the way from very rich to poor, it feels bad, man. That's what I'm saying. It feels really, really bad. That's all I gotta say about that. Anyway, that is gonna be it for this episode. As you can see, we need more troops, in my opinion. We definitely need more troops. And yeah, you can see that they're already getting their people back. However, I could technically go in here and actually have a relatively easy time, because you can see they have 0 Blood Knights as far as I can see. They do have Hell Knights, but they've only got 9 of those, and then the rest of these troops are basically just fodder for the most part. I mean, they've got some whites, of course, but those things are, well, they're solid, but they're not super overpowered or anything like that. So it's possible for us to be able to take it, maybe. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.